This year, 6,500 failing brewers nationwide will close their doors for good. If things don't change soon,
Heineken
will become just another statistic.
Heineken.
Agreed to pull back the doors, bust open the books, and make a call for help to Bar Rescue. Running a bar is not just a business, it's a science. No one knows more about bar science than John Taffer.
I don't embrace excuses. I embrace solutions.
For more than 30 years, John has transformed hundreds of failing bars worldwide.
I believe that you could do this.
John turns money pits
I'll clean the place out.
into money makers.
I'm not afraid of Taffer, right? His tough guy approach doesn't intimidate me, okay?
Jean-Francois Van Boxmeer's challenge is to preserve family traditions while dealing with new threats.
Heineken needs our help. If we don't do something soon, we're gonna go out of business.
Due to furious waves of consolidation, Heineken's forced to expand their reach to global markets to remain competitive.
Heineken is a really successful company, and I don't want to see it go bankrupt.
To accompany me in saving this brewery, I brought two of my best associates, Bobby Boucher and Chris Hansen, some of America's finest experts in the brewery business.
Bobby Boucher is America's top SWOT analyzer. He's helped thousands of businesses capitalize on their core competencies, even if managers can't figure out what the hell they're doing. Chris Hansen graduated the School of Hard Knocks with a doctorate in 5-force analysis. When he suggested a 6th force to Michael Porter, Porter said, "Damn, dude, you're extreme."
Who would have thought Heineken would be doing this bad? Can you guys believe it?
We're about to find out just how bad they really need our help.
Good afternoon, team. So let's discuss Heineken's future. We're going to stick to what we've always done. Now, that's the plan to be #1.
That's a real winning formula.
Discuss? Seems like you've already made the decision without our say. I've told you a million times, maybe we should venture into new markets or have more decision makers besides just you and I. Your family tradition is really causing us to lose shareholder value.
Seems like she gets it.
You know what? You're right. We have talked about this a million times, and we're going to stick to what we've always done, okay? We're not changing anything. We're going to stick to 100 years of tradition, all right? You're just a hater.
This is friggin' ridiculous!
Yeah, and you're just afraid of change. Can't you see that Heineken is struggling to reach out to the youth of today? It's basically an old man's beer now. 10 years from now, it'll be the black and white TVs of beer.
This is going to be a hard rescue.
You two don't know anything, okay? We've got to venture into other markets and capitalize there, all right? Forget the young kids. They're all broke anyway. We're not catering to cheap 21-year-old beer drinkers, okay? We're premium. We're Heineken.
Have you maybe thought that these kids, I don't know, grow up eventually? If you don't expose them now, how do you expect them to be familiar with the brand? Think, damn it, think!
Shut up, both of you, okay? Tired of hearing this crap.
Boys, I can't sit here and watch this anymore. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna go in there and see how he likes being pushed around.
Hi, how's it going? Come here for a minute, will ya? I need to talk to you right now.
Hi, but who are you?
My name is John Taffer, and for the next 24 hours, you work for me.
No, really, who are you and what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? The real question is, what are you doing here, pal? The way you run this company is a guaranteed way to have it shut down within the week. It's disgusting!
How the hell do you know what we're doing?
I'm gonna kill this guy. How do I know what we've been doing here? Well, me and my associates planted on a couple surveillance cameras in this very board meeting. We've been watching you and your horrible style of management. In fact, give me a second. Boys, I need you to get in here. Yeah, well, I mean, I can fix businesses, but I can't fix people. And I'm about to get arrested for assault and battery the way this guy's managing the shots. He needs to change. All right, I'll see you in a few. Thanks. Managers like this is the reason that I got into this business in the first place. People like that need to be taught a lesson. And I love teaching.
I'm not changing anything, alright guys? I'm proud of the way things are, okay? You guys are no expert. I am. Do you even know who we are? We're Heineken, okay? You know something about us? We operate in 70 different countries. We're the third largest brewery in the world.
This guy's really starting to piss me off.
And we claim 10% of the market, alright?
Ha! Listen, alright? You're a real fool, man, okay? With that attitude, you're gonna go from third largest beer in the market to the third crappiest beer in the market. You're in a world of denial, pal, and you're a friggin' failure. I think it's pretty funny that S.A.B. Miller and Anheuser-Busch are eating your lunch.
You know what? You don't mention those companies here, okay? I wouldn't wash my feet with the products that they serve. In fact, we don't need you here. Get out.
I'm here to make you money. Do you understand that? This is my reputation on the line here, okay, pal? And I make billions in this business. I can't just sit here and keep looking at you, watching this empire crumble while you're just failing at everything. You know what? I'm losing brain cells. Just being in this room with you.
He needs your help, John.
He needs it.
That's right. Let your entourage calm you down.
Gotta help him. We're here to help him.
You know what? I can't stand this guy. I can't help him if he wants to be changed. You need to start complying with our recommendations and listening to us, alright? We're out of here, boys. Let's go.
Get out. Get out. Get out. All of you, get out. We don't need that chump.
You and your stubborn ways. John's right and you know it. S.A.B. Miller and Anheuser-Busch are way ahead of us. We're still not number one. We can slip through the cracks at any moment and drop from third to fourth to fifth. When is it going to stop?
You guys don't get it, okay? Years and years of family tradition, alright? When a little road bump comes along, you guys get all scared and want to change everything.
John needs to give this guy a wake-up call before he burns his company down to the ground.
Wait a second. Now since the last heir to the brewery, Freddie Heineken, has passed away, his daughter Charlene is for sure going to have a say in things. This isn't going to be easy.
Look, I know you love this company and you want to prosper, but we really need to make some changes if we want to be second to none. When are you going to let go and see that we can't stick to the old ways? We're not trying to kill the Heineken brand, we're trying to expand on it.
How can you not see that we're going to lose everything if you don't change? Stop being so stubborn and please start listening to some of John Taffer's advice. He may be a bit of a hothead at times, but he's only here to help.
The reality is that our glory days are coming to an end. I mean, yeah, sure, we were the pioneers of international strategy, using cross-border deals to expand distribution, but you can't hang on to that forever.
Alright. There's no denying that we are slipping a little bit, alright? I mean, us losing the number one spot of import beers to Corona is a bit of a wake-up call. You know what? Alright, I'm gonna call John back. Hey, John?
What the hell do you want?
Look, I admit I'm a bonehead, alright? I'm really sorry about what I said, and I really wish I could take back what I said, alright? Look, we'd really like a breakdown of our company from you and your team of experts.
You know, you're lucky that Heineken's been my favorite beer for a long time. For that reason, and only that reason, me and my team will come and save your ass. But you better be ready, because we're coming in hot, and we're coming in strong.
Alright, great, thanks. See you then.
Be ready.
Bye. When I woke up this morning, I almost didn't want to come into work because I knew I was going to see Taffer again. But hopefully, he knows I'm the boss of Heineken.
Well, we're back. Glad we've decided to come to our senses and to do the right thing. Are you ready to turn this business around?
Yes.
Thank God.
I mean, I suppose.
The first thing that we're going to do is give you a financial analysis and review your current financial state.
A financial analysis exposes businesses for what they really are. Numbers don't lie, and neither does John Taffer.
What I have here in my hands is your financial report. And what this does is it gives me a good, clear, transparent view of your financials so I can see how your current state shapes up to be. How do you guys feel when I say the word liquidity?
Thirsty?
What a mess this guy is. I wish you told me the severity of his incompetence before we got here. Please tell me that you're more educated than he is.
Liquidity is about our assets, and it uses ratios to compare our current financial operations with our past year's results.
Precisely correct. Thank you for answering my question. And considering you don't even know what liquidity is, I'll dumb it down for you. Essentially, you have a current ratio which is lower than industry average. What this means is it tells me two things. It could either say, you can't pay your bills on time with your current assets, or it could indicate to me that management can't use their current assets effectively, like cash or securities. So if you can grasp this concept, with that in mind, there's another ratio called the quick ratio, which removes inventory from the ability to pay bills on time equation. The reason being is because inventory is your least liquid current asset on your balance sheet.
Wait. I don't get it. How can an inventory be the least liquid current asset when our product is a liquid?
You're hopeless, man. Take your head out of your ass. Just shut up and listen, will ya? Essentially, your quick ratio is higher than industry average, which boils down to the fact that your low current ratio is a signal of piss poor management.
Get 'em.
And another concern of mine is your cash ratio, which tells me how well you guys can pay your bills with just cash alone. Well, you can't pay bills too well when less than 2% of your balance sheet is made up of cash. I mean, come on, guys. 47% of your assets are intangible. They're all wrapped up in product design and R&D for whatever harebrained scheme you guys decide to come out with next. I mean, how can you pay bills on time if your creditors demand fast payment? If that's the case, you're going to run out of suppliers, and this is going to be big trouble in the long run. But I'll let my associates tell you about that a little later on.
You're right. We are investing in too many intangible assets.
You know why you never saw it like that? Because you never listened to us.
I don't need any lip from you, alright? I'm the CEO. I call the shots here.
Yeah, CEO stands for can't execute operations.
You know what, wise guy?
Go ahead. Say something. Disrespect my associate. I friggin' dare you. We'll be out of here so quick. This guy is some piece of work.
Alright. I'm sorry, okay? I'm just at loss here and I'm a little confused about what we need to do to turn things around, alright? I just thought that maybe we're doing the right thing by keeping ownership within the family.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I would like to address your debt now.
Companies can fund operations one of two ways: selling equity or taking out loans.
You tell me that you want to retain family ownership within the company. Well, I would think that rather dilute family control by issuing shares and selling equity, you'd rather finance operations by, I don't know, taking out loans, accruing some debt.
Accrue debt? That doesn't sound good. What difference does that make?
Well, when you finance your operations by issuing shares and selling equity, shareholders expect you to pay them out dividends, and dividends are not tax exempt. But by financing your operations, by taking on debt, you incur interest payments, and Uncle Sam lets you write those right off. This is going to help you reduce your tax liability and your gross income. And considering that your tax income expense went up over 40%, it's probably the better strategic move for you guys to make.
See? Aren't you glad I called him in here?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, any consultant could have told me that. What else you got for us, John? I mean, besides tearing us a new one. You have any real recommendations?
Well, your liquidity and your solvency analyses both indicate to me that too much cash is tied up in intangibles, leading me to believe that management decisions were made in haste. I mean, all these ideas like the drought keg and these new products such as the beer tender system, don't you get it? More diverse manufacturing means higher costs. Property, plant, equipment, holding inventory, investment. It's just more money that you guys are wasting.
What do you recommend us to do then?
I'll tell you what I recommend. They need to fire someone today! I recommend that you shift your resources on competing in markets involving your primary product, beer, rather than incurring the high costs of developing intangible assets, increasing the breadth of your product lines, having these excess expansions, all these high carrying costs of too much inventory. It's just a waste of money, guys. It's hurting your bottom line.
So, I mean, all the news is bad news?
Well, although your cash management is pretty poor, your overall asset management seems pretty good. I mean, it says here that your inventory ratio nearly doubles that of the industry, and that tells me you guys have a popular product and you have no problem selling it. Additionally, your total asset turnover indicates to me that for every dollar of assets you guys have, you generate 55 cents per dollar in sales. That's pretty good. The industry ratio average only generates 38 cents per dollar of assets in sales. So there, you guys are looking pretty solid.
That sounds good. Keep saying stuff like that. I knew we were doing something right. I'm a great manager. I'm getting excited.
Don't get too excited, pal. Bottom line, if you're looking at me, you stink as a manager. Well, your profit margin and your return on assets are both less than the industry average. And what that indicates to me is that management could have done a much better job managing operations. Do you guys even know what the ultimate goal is of a company is supposed to be?
Our goal is to make the best beer possible? Is this guy serious?
To maximize shareholders' wealth.
At least somebody went to college. Return on equity. That tells me how the shareholders fared during the year, and that is a true measure of performance.
Wait, I know this one. Our return on equity is right on the industry average. We're fine, right?
You hear that? This guy's content with mediocrity over here. Sure, the shareholders are content, but there's really no incentive to buy your stock. Does that make sense to you?
So, I mean, overall, how do we look financially?
Well, the minimal proportion of cash on your balance sheet and the excessive resources you guys have tied up in intangible assets indicate to me that you guys are just gunning from the hip, and you put yourself in a real risky financial situation. You know, and to corroborate my assessment, I'd like to go over your fit-to-fight plan, because whatever moron came up with this idea should be fired today. Heineken's fit-to-fight plan is the most counterproductive and misconstrued management idea that I've ever heard of. Essentially, what this plan does is it shifts focus from long-term objectives to short-term objectives. By reducing the executive board from 5 to 2 members, cutting the executive committee down by 60%, implementing new management positions that are highly accountable and geographically spread, as well as implementing a supervisory oversight board whose management and members constantly rotate. I mean, the only model that this is going to work for is a friggin' lemonade stand.
Watch it, John. I'm the moron who came up with that idea. And over my dead body, are you going to change that? It was the most ingenious thing I ever thought of.
Oh, shut up. Just let me finish explaining.
Listen, you guys are roughly expecting 55% of your operating profits from high-growth markets. The deal is, if these markets don't grow as hoped, 55% is a very scary number to speculate, especially considering US and European beer consumption is declining overall because of tougher drinking and driving laws and the rising popularity of wine consumption. You guys made way too many fragmented directional movements, okay?
But the fit-to-fight plan speeds up decision-making. I mean, imagine all of us trying to pick what we want for dinner tonight. I mean, too many opinions result in too many disagreements, John. We're trying to speed things up.
The only thing that's going to gain speed around here is the demise of your company. By reducing the executive board and the executive committee, these long-term strategic decisions are more centralized. Not only does that reduce and diminish the quality of that decision, it also increases the chances of collusion.
But
shut up and listen! These new 14 highly accountable, geographically spread management positions, it incentivizes too much risk-taking, and it basically brings short-term objectives more to the forefront, as these divisional managers are going to be concerned about what? Their bonuses.
But, for real, dude, just shut up and listen.
And because all activities are overseen by a supervisory board whose members constantly rotate, focus is shifted even further from long-term objectives. I mean, how the hell are you going to maintain any consistency when oversight's shifted so frequently? Come on, guys, take your head out of your ass. Is this making any sense to you? Are you even listening? Can you even spell Heineken?
So John, what is it you suggest to us?
yeah, what do you recommend, Mr. I Know Everything?
Yeah, that's right. I do know everything. Okay, pal? My second recommendation is you guys need to focus more on long-term objectives rather than short-term ones. I mean, you need to allow way more time in between these massive upheavals of management so you guys can really see what the implications are of these decisions. Guys, I'm not happy. This is disgusting. You know what? We're shutting down all board meetings until this gets fixed.
Shut down board meetings? You can't do that. That's bullshit.
What did you say to me?
Listen here, pal. John, Bobby, you're hogging all the fun. Tag me in. Let me in there.
Now he's done it. He gets in Chris's way, he's gonna get run over.
A 5-force analysis covers the competitive intensity of an industry. Threats include new entrants, customers, suppliers, substitutes, and rivalries.
The competitive intensity determines the attractiveness of a market for business. There's a medium threat of new entrants due to consolidation within the global brewer industry. He managed to remain competitive by targeting local brands abroad in various markets, including a push into Mexico and Asia through larger acquisitions.
New entrants? Ha! I'm not scared.
Seriously? I can't be wasting my time. I gotta pick up my homie Michael Porter at the airport in an hour, and if I'm late, believe me when I say your head will be the target of his 5 forces. So just shut up and listen.
If somebody has to tell you to shut up one more time, we're out of here.
Michael Porter? We were roommates in college. We go way back. We're like this. What's up, Michael? What's up, bro, chacho? Yeah, man, good to talk to you. What's up? You're the number 2 brand in the world. Anheuser and Stella are your top 2 competitors in the premium beer industry.
Well, with the new bottle designs come in, we'll be number 1.
Changing the bottle? Well, this is the first time I'm hearing about that. I mean, why would you want to change something that sets you apart from your competitors? You've got your premium beer competition already gaining on you, and even your craft brewery competition. They're blowing up. Did you see Drunk History last week? Sam Adams is totally taken over.
Sam Adams, Schmam Adams.
Hey,
My father's favorite president was Sam Adams. You better watch yourself. You know what? Better yet?
I know. Just shut up and listen.
Thanks, Bobby. I think our friend's starting to get it.
I'm just not getting it.
Heineken continues to run both YouTube and Facebook campaigns to reach a younger audience. Though customers may not seem to have much bargaining power, many brands remain competitive and customers have the choice of changing brands. And so the bottom line is that bargaining power of customers is low.
What about suppliers, Chris?
Acquisitions and partnerships have fueled Heineken's growth into a global brewer. The bargaining power of suppliers is strong because previous acquisitions have given Heineken significant bottling capacity.
Idiotic managers tend to overlook the analyses that me and my team have been giving Heineken. Hopefully they get some use out of them.
The competition among global brewers is intense. The Heineken brand ranks as the #2 premium beer, second to Budweiser. And as you said earlier, Heineken ranks as #3 as a global brewer, with 10% of a $460 billion global industry. Intensity of competitive rivalry will only intensify. It's important to stay focused on core competencies in marketing to high-growth markets.
So what does this all mean? What do you recommend?
Look, it seems to me that Heineken is about making great beer. And Hispanic Americans represent the fastest growing segment of beer drinkers and account for 1/4 of U.S. sales. The recent addition of popular beers like Tecate and Dos Equis to your portfolio stands to provide a catalyst for growth. We recommend you focus your YouTube and Facebook marketing campaigns on this area specifically to attract the Hispanic American market.
That sounds like a plan. Very helpful, Chris. Thanks. Any other recommendations?
Chris, can I have some of the action now? I'm coming in the game.
Be my guest, Bobby. Uh-oh, that's my man Michael Porter calling now.
SWOT analyses help companies with their strategic planning. Threats and weaknesses are exposed, while strengths and opportunities are analyzed and acted upon.
Alright guys, I'm going to give you a SWOT analysis. And if you don't know what that stands for,
Super wonderful, outstanding team?
John, how am I supposed to work with this?
I know. I don't know what to tell you. Just lay into them.
SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Get it?
Yes. I knew that. I was just testing them. Yeah, I was just testing the experts.
Strengths and weaknesses will be coming from within your organization. Opportunities and threats are external factors. Now, would you like me to start with the good, the bad, or the ugly?
Well, I guess we can start with the good.
I'll start with the ugly, your weaknesses. From researching your company, I can see that you guys have a high dependence on the European market. You guys are already aware that the European economy is in the midst of an economic slowdown. The euro is at its lowest level against the US dollar in more than a decade. If the economy or company sales do not increase as expected, this can harshly affect your revenues. Also, more than half of your shares are still owned and controlled by your family. This could potentially lead to groupthink. Just because you guys think that it's the right choice doesn't actually mean that it is. Hence the reason we're all here.
What's groupthink?
Look it up.
Good one.
Okay, are you guys ready to hear what you're doing right?
Please.
Not so fast. I still have to tell you guys about your potential threats.
Threat? I'll give you a threat. Get the hell out of my office.
Despite the weak outlook for overall beer sales in the US, the craft beer category is on the rise globally. It says here, by 2020, US craft beer is expected to represent 15% of the total beer industry. Large players like Miller Coors have already launched their craft import division. But I bet you guys haven't even thought about this, huh?
That's not true. Okay, it's true.
I am not going to allow you guys to be the snails of the beer industry. Other companies know that you guys are slow and they've already taken advantage of it.
Wait, so...
I'm not done yet. Another threat that's been kicking your ass is the wave of counterfeit alcohol. More than 30% of alcohol consumed worldwide is counterfeit. This is most prevalent in China, which is one of the world's largest markets.
So, what can we do about that?
For this issue, I recommend raising awareness among consumers regarding counterfeit alcohol. Caution your consumers because they may be putting a false product in their bodies. Promote awareness and put pressure on your outlets to distinguish themselves as a trusted outlet for brand products.
Oh, please, no more. I can't listen.
Okay. Now I'll take my foot out of your asses and identify some of your strengths. Surprisingly, you guys are the leader in the premium beer category, which represents the most profitable segment of the beer industry. This is damn good because this market is projected to keep growing, so I'll give you some props there. Okay, Even though you guys have not been first movers, you've done a pretty good job of embracing the industry trend of partnerships and acquisitions. This will enhance your manufacturing and distribution capabilities as you continue to grow and develop global brands. Like I said earlier, you have to start being first movers. So I'll give you one more pointer to help you get the molasses out your asses.
Well, I'm more of a maple syrup kind of guy myself.
Syrup doesn't rhyme with ass, you ass. We're trying to make a fucking TV show here.
What is wrong with this guy?
Like Chris said, the Hispanic community represents the fastest growing segment of beer drinkers in the U.S., accounting for a quarter of its sales. This is a great opportunity for you to initiate marketing campaigns for popular Mexican beers like Dos Equis and Tecate. Another opportunity lies with pushing Amstel Light, which has become the leading imported beer in the U.S. This will allow you to diversify and reduce your reliance on the core Heineken brand. Damn it! Dude, are you guys even listening? I'm over these guys.
All right, Heineken team. My associates and I are tired of talking ourselves to death about fixing your brewery. We set up a stress test for tomorrow to see if you guys can come up with some ideas yourself.
Yeah, step your game up. My breakdown of porters better not have gone in one ear and not the other. Are you guys still the same bunch of losers that we saw when I first walked into this room? Or did you guys actually learn something?
I swear, you guys have better been paying attention to my SWOT analysis. I don't want to hear any bullcorn recommendations that John and Chris already gave you guys. Let's see if you have some originality. The pressure is on. Time's up. Let's see what you scrubs have come up with.
Are you playing Minesweeper? What is that, solitaire? I bet you're losing at that too.
All right, you bunch of yahoos. We're back to see how you do with our stress test. I don't really have high hopes for you, but what do you got?
I don't know what to say.
Not an idea in my head.
Me neither.
Well, look at that. I can't say I'm surprised. No one's ever fared well against our stress test. You need to start really thinking about some of these recommendations, otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, this is why other people are prospering and you guys are falling apart. What's it going to be, pal? Huh? You're going to say you can lead, but you can't even lead? Like, step up. You need to be a real manager. What's it going to be?
You know what? No. We have to start catering to a young audience like you guys mentioned. I don't want the Heineken brand ending up in my grandpa's medicine cabinet in the future. So you know what? I've made an idea. We're going to start putting product placements in movies. Young people love movies.
How would we even know that works? You do know that product placement is very expensive, right? I mean, we've been aiming towards social media.
She's right, bud. We need more evidence that this will work.
You need to start going to the movies more often. Let's think about it. 1980s, Tom Cruise, risky business. Back in the 70s, Ray-Bans were suffering in sales. But thanks to product placement, over 360,000 pairs were sold that year alone. And we can't forget about E.T. and the Reese's Pieces. Oh, just imagine the endless possibilities. Now think about it. Imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger just standing there and being like, I'll be back to buy more Heineken, baby.
Yeah, you raise a good point. However, we must remember to keep Heineken premium. We want to maintain and preserve our excellent brand image.
Speaking of that, we'll have to aim our endorsements at high-ranking profile artists, such as Jay-Z. Take him, for example. He's always rapping about financial success and how much money he's made. He's more of the business persona that we're looking for.
Wow, I'm impressed. Seems like you're finally thinking like a professional and you're thinking on your own 2 feet. I guess our work here is done. How do you feel?
John, thank you. I know we had a rough start, but our future really looks brighter.
Am I leaving you in a better place than when we first got here?
Absolutely, John. Thanks for everything.
I'm really glad that my team of experts and I were able to save things for Heineken. You know, at first management's reluctance and defiance made me feel like this was an impossible task. Now, there's only one thing left to do.
That'll be $250,000.
$250,000? Are you serious?
As a heart attack.
Hey, our time is valuable, okay? Just the time it took you to express the shock in the price cost your ass another $50,000. So I suggest you give us our $300,000 before we put you in the hole so deep that you're going to have no choice but to call us back. And we're not going to come that time around, and you're going to be feeding your kids Lunchables for Thanksgiving. You know what rhymes with Taffer? Badass.
Fine. Can we wire the money to your account?
ASAP.
Great. As a sign of good faith, I'll set up the transfer while you're still here.
While we're still here, add another 15 grand, you asshole.
Sure. I'm just thankful that you guys helped us. Can we call it a day?
Yeah. I wish you only the best, pal. I'm really glad we can come through and help out. In fact, I'm going to look forward to calling you in a couple weeks and seeing how these changes have helped you guys out in your business.
Boy, am I glad Taffer came. Thanks to him and his crew.
What are you still doing here talking to my cameras? Go run your freaking business!